And hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. So today we will be looking at modules. Now what is a module in Python? Now you might realize later on when you start doing basically everything in Python, modules play a massive role in programming in Python. Now usually a module, you can think of it as a file or another Python file that keeps Python functions and Python stuff. We have actually used modules in the past, like working with math, for example. You can import modules that already exist in Python's library by saying import, and let's say we want to get a random number, for example. We can say random, because we don't have a normal random function inside of Python. Or I don't think we have, at least. Then we can see something like, for example, for x in range, and let's get about 5, and then we can 5, and then we can print random dot randint, and here we can say like something between 1 and 10. This is not a random tutorial though, so I'm not going to really explain random. Gosh, there we go. Okay, so let's clear the terminal and run it. As you can see, 45546. Basically, it gives you random values. If we run it again, more random values. Run it again, more random values. So yeah, it gives you somewhat random values, but the computer can never really be random, but we don't have to get into that. But we can't use this without importing it first, because we need that module, that file, to do it. So as you can see, even this is a module. Even this file right here, this is seen as a module. Because a module is basically just another Python file that gives you more things to do in your Python file. We'll get into actually creating our own modules and importing our own modules later, but for right now we can just work with this. So another module we can bring in is like from math, so from math import, and then we can import specific things. So instead of just importing something, you can go here and import maybe pi and square root. And in here we can go and say something such as, let's see, print pi, for example, or print square root of 25. Now if we were to run this, we get 3.1415925 and 5.0. So yeah, I'm just showing the basics of it. I'm not going to go for all of these modules I'm just showing you how to import them and how to use them. Also, you can then use, let's say you want to just import square root, for example. But typing in is like, typing in sqrt is like too little effort and you don't like that. You can go square root, and now we can just remove that. This squared is probably not going to work anymore. Nope. Because you have just renamed it from square root to square root. Or from squared to square root. And now it's going to work like that. You can also make it smaller, something like a S, for example. And you can make this S. And now, it's smaller. I would recommend making one letter though. That's usually not a good way to do things. Just making one letter, because that doesn't explain anything. Something like square root, you can actually just leave it, but And then we have, that's actually kind of all in the main part of it. We can maybe do one more thing, and so there's another thing with Python, because Python already has a lot of inbuilt libraries or inbuilt modules, but that's not enough, so people went out and they created their own modules, which you can now download and use. I don't have an internet connection at the moment, as you can see, or maybe I do. We can actually try and Google, but I think I don't have any internet connection because the Wi-Fi is out. I may have Wi-Fi connection, but it doesn't mean it works. So let's see, let's go, hello. Let's search up for hello. If we actually find anything, then we're lucky. As you can see, this site can't be reached, no internet. And here you can like start playing your little dinosaur game. But anyways, so yeah, I can't download anything, but I can show you how to download it. Usually, if you search up Python modules, you can just usually go like, let's say, want to get distance, like distance Python module. That's all you have to search up inside of Google, of course, not inside of a terminal. But you can like do that, and it will actually throw you a site up like PyP, and it will give you a little example of how to use it, and it will tell you how to download it and stuff like that. But usually, if you want to download something, it's usually pip or pip3 and install, and in the Python module, for example, is it GeoPy? I think it's GeoPy, where you can actually get the distance between places, but I don't know. You can also use a Python 3-m pip install, and it's like GeoPy. And this will also install GeoPy. Let's just see. Yeah, they will use the module pip itself. Yeah, I think you can read that. We can also maybe do something like a dollar. Let's just go pi. CD. I wonder if I did do that though. Yeah, let's go to libraries. What libraries do I have? NumPy. And NumPy is one of the most interesting ones. So we can actually go and just read main. So if you want to install NumPy, you can just go python 3-m pip install NumPy. It's one of the things you can use with AI. You can use it with AI and a bunch of other modules. Very, very important in Python actually. This should actually make it a library that gets automatically installed as you install Python, but they didn't though. But we will hope for it that they someday do. But anyways, then you can like use that. One I have installed though, it's called tkinter. You might actually be interested in it as well. So you can go like from tkinter import star, and this just means import literally everything. Because using import tkinter just doesn't work, but with import star you can import basically everything. And in here you can do something such as a tk or a tk.main loop. If you do that, then you run it, then boom, you have just created your first application window. Isn't that beautiful? So yeah, this is the power of modules. So instead of you needing to be the one that creates all of this, you have a module that will do it for you. For example, in just 2 lines, we literally create your own app with a GUI and everything. But yeah, so that's the basics. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm very sorry I couldn't like show you how to do anything specific due to internet connection. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and see you all in the next video. Please subscribe.